Tonight at 5, a Spokane community-oriented policing program faces more changes. What exactly that means.
A change in the weather pattern brings about scattered showers tomorrow and cooler temperatures Sunday before we warm up next week.
And a Spokane woman back in court for the stabbing death of her stepfather, this time for sentencing. Her fate tonight. Thanks for wrapping up your week here with us on KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Cody Proctor. Mark and Whitney are off tonight. And we start off this hour with a look at our forecast as the weather gets warmer for us today. We've got Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Lagoon joining us now with more on what to know as we head into the weekend plans. Jeremy, the wind picked up a bit outside.
It's expected. We have a little disturbance moving in. Classic way to get a little bit of a breeze. Today, tomorrow, wind up breezy, but then as we get I would say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, wind dies down and temperatures soar. 57 degrees right now under mostly sunny skies. It feels beautiful outside. Just step outside, soak in a little bit of sunshine. It'll make you feel better. It'll even help you sleep better later tonight, give you a little bit of energy through the afternoon. Here's our incoming disturbance. It's this whole thing, but right there. That's it. It eventually works its way in. That's what's going to bring us those scattered showers. And those will hit starting tomorrow morning up in the mountains. That's late morning when we start to see them. By noon, we're looking at some showers making their way out of the mountains and down to lower elevations. I think our best shot 2 to 4 p.m. here in Spokane. Noon to 6 is a much better way to say in that 6 hours, just be ready for it. By Sunday, though, we're back to sunshine. 58 degrees and sunny, 64 and mostly sunny on Monday. But of note, as those scattered showers move out, it is going to be chilly both Sunday morning and Monday morning.
That's just standard good practice, and we had not really seen that previously.
And continuing coverage tonight, a new contract's on the table for Spokane's community-oriented policing services, also known as COPS. However, it's a lot less than what they previously received from the city. In September of last year, the city decided to not renew its contract with COPS as part of a decision to make up its $50 million budget deficit. KREM 2's Christian Garza breaks down the new contract and why COPS could get less money.
That's right. Spokane COPS right here behind me has the potential to come back online after this new contract with the city. However, the funding that they're going to be seeing is going to be significantly less than what they're used to.
We knew that we still wanted community policing efforts and engagement as part of the city's plan.
For over 30 years, Spokane's community-oriented policing services worked hand in hand with the city of Spokane to patrol neighborhoods and give police a safe space to work. The nonprofit received close to $500,000 annually from the city for these services. That is, until the city didn't renew the contract this year.
Due to our budget constraints, we had to reduce the size of that contract.
City spokesperson Aaron Hutt says in the wake of finding ways to close the gap on the city's $50 million budget deficit, city leaders re-examined its contract with Spokane COPS and found a lack of transparency with how COPS spent those funds.
We just needed to get kind of our house in order and make sure that we were doing things appropriately and to the standards that the city maintains for all contracts across the organization.
In February, the city announced a 2-year contract for an organization to provide police and community safety partnership services. Hutt says the $320,000 contract is expected to bring more structure to how taxpayer dollars are used.
We have a responsibility to be able to track and the progress that we're making and report back to the taxpayers who we report to the taxpayers.
The city required applicants to outline 3 goals that would enhance law and community relationships. The city awarded Spokane COPS the contract, but the nonprofit will only get $200,000 because the city says COPS failed to outline how it would enhance engagement with historically marginalized communities.
And in COPS's application, there was no meaningful proposal to meet that requirement. So we withheld some of that funding.
The remaining $120,000 will be available for another organization to apply for in the next few weeks. That contract will focus on the advocacy portion of services.
So organizations who are interested in doing that work, we would absolutely encourage that they apply, and hopefully we will get that wrapped up soon.
The contract isn't finalized just yet, however. The city is still working on a draft to send to COPS, and then City Council will approve on whether or not it goes through. Now, I did reach out multiple times to COPS to get an interview on camera to see how exactly they're planning on spending the money if they get it. However, they never got back to me. In Spokane, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
Christian, thank you so much. An update now on a North Spokane shooting that left a suspect dead after a standoff back in January of last year. The county prosecutor determined the 4 Spokane County Sheriff deputies were justified in their use of lethal force. Back in late January of 2024, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office responded to a call of a man threatening to kill his neighbor. The man was identified as Richard Rogasart. Sheriffs say when they arrived on scene, he would not cooperate and didn't allow deputies to enter his home. When deputies breached the door, they say Rogasart swung an axe at them and they opened fire. The situation left a canine and deputy injured. Rogasart died at the scene. Well, just into our newsroom, within the last hour, a Spokane County judge sentenced a woman convicted of killing her stepfather and attacking her mother. KREM 2's Regan Gallo listened in on the hearing this afternoon, and she's joining us now with the latest on this situation. Regan, what can you tell us?
Today, a 35-year-old Kelly Hyde pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 15 years for second-degree murder and first-degree assault. The crime happened in June 2024 in West Spokane County, and court documents show at the time Hyde was living with her mother and stepfather. Reports say the stabbing stemmed from a domestic violence dispute between the three. The State of Washington Department of Social and Health Services concluded in their assessments that Hyde has unspecified schizophrenia and psychotic disorder. In a self-report to the state, Hyde acknowledged she has a history of drug and alcohol abuse.
This is a tragedy because it resulted in the loss of David Johnson's life. And there's no sentence this court can issue that will change that. It's clear to the court that Ms. Hyde's mental health and drug use contributed to her actions.
Hyde showed deep regrets in her statements to the judge and apologized to her mother, who says she loves. A victim's advocate read a statement from Hyde's mother. In it, she shared a deep sadness and remorse for the entire situation. Reporting right here in the newsroom, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
We cannot permit the university to fall back on its mission statement to the demands of the dollar.
Regan, thank you so much. And still ahead at 5 tonight, Gonzaga students call for improvements on campus.